talk about a list of dictionary. List of. We already talked about dictionaries in detail. Decided the alien zero dictionary, which is a alien is variable, contains a variety of information about an object, an element. Okay, so let's just add some more information. Like, let me just talk about name. Okay, like name one. Okay, like a user or anything else, it depends what you want to add. Okay, you can also talk about gaming. Okay, so let me just make a dictionary and let me talk about its color. Let's say that its color is white. Okay, and let's say its height is, let's say, 5 feet or 6 feet. Okay, now let me just make another dictionary. Okay, name 2, and I just want to add its detail. Let's say that its color is fair. Okay, and height is, let's suppose height is 5.8, and let me just add another name. Okay, and let me just add its color, and let's say its color is let's say black. Okay, and height is, let's say, 5.9. okay, now I want to make a list and enclose all of it. So let me just write a list names, and we already talked about list in detail. So let me just include all the variables, all the dictionaries, name 1, name 2, and name 3. Okay, now if I want to make a loop, then for name in names. Okay, and I already told you that you can add anything here. Okay, it's an open choice. Then let's say print name. Okay, now if I run it, you will see that all the dictionaries are displayed here. Color white and height is 5, and all the details about the names. Okay, name 1, name 2, name 3. Or if you are talking about a website, then you could add users. Or if you're talking about gamings, then you could add detail about the aliens. Okay, it depends like what sort of information you want to include. Okay, now if I change it, like if I just write n, then I have to add n here. We discussed loop in great detail, and still you will get the same answer. We first create 3 dictionaries, each representing a different name, and we store each of these dictionary in a list which we called names, and we just print out each name, and the detail is given on the screen. A more realistic example would improve more than 3 names with code that automatically generates each name. In the following example, we use range. Okay, let's me in the following example, let's use range. Okay, to create a fleet, to create a fleet of, let's say that 30 aliens or 30 names or whatever. Like I said, it depends on the problem. So let me just raise it, and let me just make a list. Okay, make an empty list for storing, let's say, aliens. Okay, aliens are names, whatever. Okay, and let's suppose I make an empty name. empty list with the name with the variable aliens. Now let's say that make 30 green aliens. Okay, now if I just want to include, okay, I would want to add a loop in aliens, then okay, since I am interested in range, so let me just add a range here, and let me include 30, and let's say new alien is, let me just add a dictionary now. Okay, and let me include the color. Let's say the color is green, and let's say the point is 5, and let's talk about the speed as well. The speed is, let's say, slow. Okay, now we already discussed about append new alien, and let's just say that show the first 5 aliens. Okay, now for alien, let me just make a loop, and let me just add the range. Okay, and let me just print alien. Okay, now if I run it, you could see that we get this list. So it's a huge outcome. Okay, and this is because due to the range function that we have used. Okay, now if I want to show, let's say show how many aliens have been created, then we can use total aliens, and we can use the len function. Okay, don't forget to put the braces here, and let's say aliens. Okay, now if we run it, let me just go down so you could see what is at the end. Okay, you could see the total number of aliens is 30. Okay, so and why it is 30, and you could use the lens function to count the total number of aliens. This example begins with an empty list to hold all of the aliens that will be created. Range function returns a series of numbers which just tells Python how many times you want the loop to repeat. Each time the loop runs, we create a new alien and then append each new alien to the list aliens. We use a slice to print the first 5 aliens, and then we print the length of the list to prove we have actually generated the full fleet of 30 aliens. These aliens all have the same characteristic, but Python considered each one a separate object, which allows us to modify each alien individually. How might you work with a group of aliens like this? Imagine that one aspect of a game has some aliens changing color and moving faster as the game progresses. When it is time to change colors, we can use a for loop and an if statement to change the color of aliens. For example, if you want to change the first three aliens to yellow medium speed aliens worth 10 points each, we could do this easily. Okay, then how could we do it? Let me just okay, let me just make changes here. Let's say it is 3, and let me just add here loop. Okay, alien color, let's say green, and alien color, let's suppose is yellow, or alien speed is, let's suppose medium, and let's talk about points. Okay, let's say that points is 10. Okay, and let me just copy it. Okay, we made a slice, and now let me just say that show the first 5 aliens. Okay, and let me just show the first 5 aliens. Okay, and let me just print alien. Okay, which is, I guess, already written below. Still, we will erase this one. Okay, let me just erase this one. Okay, let me just make the correction here. Now let me just run it, and you could see that we got the updated list. Okay, because we want to modify the first 3 aliens, we loop through a slice that includes only the first 3 aliens. All the aliens are green now, but that won't always be the case, so we write an if statement to make sure we are only modifying green aliens. If the alien is green, we change the color to yellow. You could see that we have changed all the colors to yellow, the speed to medium, and the point value to 10. And the point value to 10 is shown in the following output. You could expand this loop by adding an elf block, and that turns yellow alien into red fast moving ones worth 15 points each, without showing the entire program again. That loop will look like this. Let me just add elf statement here. Okay, you can include it here like this, just for the sake of understanding. Okay, if alien, just paste it here. Okay, fill in color, let's say yellow, and let me change it to red, let me change it to fast, let me change it to 15. Okay, it is so common to store a number of dictionaries in a list when each dictionary contains many kinds of information about one object. For example, you might create a dictionary for each user on a website, as you did in user.py. and previous values and stored individual dictionary in a list called users. All of the dictionary in the list should have an identical structure, so you can loop through the list and work with each dictionary object in the same way.